Hey guys, Nary here from DrakeWingGaming, and welcome back to another episode of Fueled by Insanity. I'm looking forward to doing this. I've been enjoying this game so far, even though it's just been basically nothing but text, but I'm enjoying the story and I'm enjoying the dialogue. So without further ado, let's get back into it. Alright. Not only that, but the fries look really good too. They don't look too greasy, and I can see the individual salt crystals glisten in the light. No doubt it's not the healthiest meal around, but it sure beats having nothing. You two let me know if you need anything. Sure thing. Without delay, I grab a hold of my burger and confirm my suspicions about it. This is way too big. How am I going to eat this? Still, I'm starving, and I don't care how messy this might get. I try squishing down the front of the burger and stuffing it in my mouth, only for some pickle and onion slices to fall out the back onto my plate. You know, you can take some of that off if you're having trouble with it. I quickly finish swallowing the bite I just took before replying. Yeah, but it's more fun this way. I go back to taking another bite. Whoever made this burger really did a good job with it. Maybe I'm just not used to diner food, but I didn't realize a burger could be this tasty. After a short while, Ted gets my attention. You said that you were going to talk to your brother today about letting us stay at his place, right? Yeah. Why? When were you planning on calling him? I pause for a second before realizing something slightly critical. Oh, right. About that. I kind of forgot I don't have my phone anymore. Oh. I never was the best at planning, I suppose. I would offer to let you borrow mine, but I canceled my contract after I lost my job. But maybe we can ask around if anyone will let you borrow theirs? It wasn't a bad idea, actually, except for one thing. I also don't remember his number. Yeah, I didn't really think this through, I guess. Ted stops eating and stares at me, his expression growing worried. I quickly interject before he can say anything, though, to reassure him. It's okay, though, because he won't say no if we show up at his house. I can't tell if I said something wrong or not, because my words somehow don't seem to instill Ted with much confidence. That's probably not a good thing to do. Why not? You can't just show up at someone's doorstep and expect them to be okay with it. What? I'm a bit confused about what he means, until it dawns on me. Oh, no, that's not what I meant at all. Oh, good, because you had me worried there for a second. Yeah, nah, I know what I'm doing, don't worry. I wasn't planning on him being okay with it. He'll probably be furious with me, actually. He won't be mad at you, though, so it's fine. I knew my answer wasn't going to actually help, but I was hoping I could at least make him laugh. Instead, he takes it seriously. Jeffrey, you can't just assume everyone will be okay with letting you into your home. With letting you into their home. Much less if you're bringing along a stranger like me. Your brother doesn't know me, not to mention you should at least... I cut him off, not really wanting to hear it. I already know what he's going to say. Yeah, I know. Believe me, I don't like asking for help. I've been avoiding going to him for a reason, but it's not like we're much use to anyone if we're out on the street. Besides, I feel like Darren would be even more upset with me if I chose to be homeless before going to him. Just trust me on this, okay? Ted lets out a sigh and scratches his head, as if he's trying to deal with some sort of moral dilemma. If you say so, I just don't want to intrude somewhere I'm not welcome. Hey, stop worrying so much, it'll be fine. Besides, you can think of it like an adventure. As the two of us continue to eat our breakfast, I can't tell if the air between us has become more awkward or if I'm just worrying about issues that aren't actually there. Maybe he's just nervous about how the rest of the day is going to go. I am too, actually. By the time we make our way to the train station, it's already past noon. Thankfully, it's not too crowded, though. Luckily, our train shouldn't be too packed at this time, since most people aren't traveling out west until rush hour. We actually managed to make good time, as our train pulls up only minutes after we arrive. I lead Ted through the crowd towards one of the middle cars, letting a few passengers out first before we get on. We managed to get lucky and get a small section to ourselves that nobody's taken yet. Hey, so you've not told me much about yourself yet. What, me? Yeah. What are you wanting to know? I figure since you asked me about my old job, I may as well ask you about yours too. What did you used to do? Nothing special, really. I worked in a bookstore. Oh, so I guess you like reading then? During spare time? Yeah. The train jerks a bit as it finally starts moving, and an announcement is made about the next stop. What kind of books do you like to read? Sci-fi, mostly. I begin to worry if I'm hitting a dead end with this conversation, when finally Ted's face lights up. Maybe I managed to ask the right questions after all. Oh, have you heard of... Sasato? Tess who? Sasato. It's a really good series. Oh, I don't actually read much. I can feel Ted studying me as I say that, probably worried that I won't care. I reassure him, though, because I am interested in learning about his interests. I'd love to hear about it, though. Okay, so it takes place on this huge planet called Sasato. I mean, really, really big. I think one of the first pages describes it where if you start at the South Pole and walk north non-stop throughout your entire lifetime, you still wouldn't be 1/10 of the way to the North Pole. The planet is also in tidal lock with its sun, too, so one half of the planet is completely frozen while the other half is molten. But there's a thin strip of land called the Lockton Circle that's inhabitable. I thought you said half of it was frozen and the other half was too hot, though. Okay, it's not quite half. The strip of land where those two meet is a normal temperature. Excuse me, guys. Early in the morning. So anyway, all the civilizations are really spread out as a result. People on one side of the planet will never know what's happening on the opposite side because they have no way to meet or communicate. The first book is about a couple of mice, brother and sister, that meet a pair of travelers who are working on a map of the world. The two mice then decide to join the adventurers because they're amazed at meeting new species they never knew existed. New species? What are they? One of them is a dragon. Hell yeah! Ooh, dragons are cool. Damn right, son! I once read a book about a three-headed dragon that I quickly cut myself off, realizing that I'm about to derail the topic. It's an issue I've always had that I've been trying to break recently. Talking about my own interests is fun, but I also need to learn to listen to other people first if I expect them to listen to me as well. Sorry about that, I didn't mean to interrupt. It's fine. I thought you said you didn't like reading, though. I don't, but that book was good. I can tell you about it after you tell me about Sasato. Yeah, that one. So, what kind of dragon was it? Did it breathe fire? Was it a wyvern? Or one of those long noodly dragons? That's a good question. I don't think it was ever said. You can't just say it's a dragon when there are so many types of dragons, though. I just always assumed he was a more standard dragon that looks like a lizard with wings. Standard dragon? What does that even mean? You know, like with arms and legs and wings and a normal body. I don't know how to describe it. So, are both adventurers dragons? No, the other one's a kitsune. Ooh. Oh, what? Kitsune. Have you seriously never heard of kitsunes before? Oh, those are those weird foxes with a bunch of tails, right? I remember there being one in a video game I played a long time ago. Sort of. Like dragons, they live for a long time. Every 100 years, they get another tail. Why? Why what? Why what? Why do they get more tails? I don't know. That's just what the lore says. I imagine it's probably a symbol of status or something like that. Anyway, the story is cool though because they're going through so much work to try and meet and connect with different societies to help connect the world, and make a map so that people will know what the world actually looks like. Yet they'll never be around long enough to see the full project completed. Each book picks up with a new group that continues where the previous group left off. Oh, that sounds depressing. That means everyone from the previous books is dead then. Well, if you put it like that... It's still a really good series, though. I think you'd enjoy it. Oh my god, thanks so much. Yeah, but that would mean reading. But it also means I'd have someone to talk to about it. Too bad. I stick out my tongue to mess with him. Most of the train ride is spent listening to Ted go on about different books he's read. Some of them I don't care for, while others sound pretty cool. In return, I tell him about some of the books I had read back in school, most of which sucked, but a few stuck out as hidden gems. It doesn't take long before I drift off, though. Uh-oh. Ooh. I know this place, but I can't remember why. The waterfall should be louder than this. But instead it's quiet. Peaceful. I'm talking with Jess. He's smiling. I am too. We're happy. He's the reason I ran away. I can't remember. This feels right. This is how things should be. This is a dream. I want this dream to continue. I want to know how things would have been. I'm sorry for everything. What am I sorry for? He forgives me, but what is he forgiving? This can still be real. If I try hard enough. Do I want it to be real? I think I do. But why? It's only us two, nobody else. I feel safe in his arms. Something's not right, though. Something happened and I have to fix it. I'm the only one who can make choices. I'm the only one who can make things happen. If something went wrong, it's because... Wake up, we're here. Huh? Sure enough, the train has stopped at our location. You slept through most of the ride, so I didn't have anyone to talk to. Ah, oops. It's fine. We need to get off, though. Right. I'm up then. I wasn't sure how long I slept, and apparently it wasn't long enough for me to feel groggy after waking up from my nap. Ted hastily leads me off the train, as eager to finally stretch his legs as I am. By the time we arrive from the train station, it's already dark. This is your brother's house? Yeah, it is. Despite how nonchalant I've been about the whole situation up until now, actually being here made me feel uneasy. It's one thing to think about asking someone for help, but it's another to actually do it. You okay there? Yeah, I just gotta take a deep breath, and I stopped myself. The thought of knocking on Darren's door terrified me, even though I know it shouldn't. I don't know why I'm so bad at this. Bad at what? Asking for help. I jumped back, startled by the sound of the door opening. Crap, Darren must have heard us out here. My mind races, fearing the worst. What if Darren's upset with me? What if he yells at me? What if he yells at Ted? What if we have nowhere to go tonight? What if... For my anxiety can push more doubts into my mind, I hear Darren step outside, his gaze shifting back and forth between Ted and me. I have to say something. Hi, Darren. Damn it, this should be easy. Just tell him we need a place to stay. I continue mumbling a bit, avoiding eye contact with Darren, knowing full well how pathetic I must seem right now. Thankfully, he seems to get the message despite me not being able to get a single sentence out. Come on. He rolls his eyes before heading back inside, leading us in. Darren's place is the same way I remember it. Unpacked boxes lying around, electronics scattered about, and huge box fans everywhere to make up for the broken air conditioner. While focusing on our surroundings, Ted's attention is centered on Darren and me. He keeps looking back and forth between us as if he's trying to work something out. Yeah, they're not actually related. You eat yet? Yes. Well, if you get hungry later, I've got some leftover pizza in the fridge. Feel free to help yourselves. The room goes quiet as neither of us quite know what to say, until Ted speaks up. You two are brothers, right? Half-brothers. You look nothing alike. You're not even the same species. No, we are. I just take after my dad more. Yeah, Darren's a fox mutt. The words slip out of my mouth before I can stop myself. I can't remember when I first started calling him that, but he hated it. Do you want to try that again? Darren rolls his eyes, and I get the picture that I should at least attempt to keep the peace rather than riling him up and getting both Ted and myself kicked out. Hey, I want to speak to you in private. Hope your friend doesn't mind. Oh boy, here it goes. I know I'm about to be in for a lecture that I'm not in the mood to hear, but I know I'll have to humor him anyway. I can't exactly expect for him to let us crash at his place if I refuse to talk to him, after all. Yeah, that's fine. Darren walks off towards his room, signaling me to follow. What is this? What is this? Right here. What the fuck is this? Oh my. Surprisingly, his room is less messy than the rest of his house, though I can't help but question the clashing colors of his bedding. I'm pretty sure he's had a blue space comforter since he was a kid. It sure has enough holes in it, though. I'm sorry, Man. It sure had enough holes in it, that's for sure. Alright guys, I'm going to go ahead and quick save. Alright, and that'll about do it for this video. I want to thank you all for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and ring that little notification bell. And I'll be doing a new episode. I'll probably be uploading 2 videos today. One's going to be Doom Eternal, one's going to be this playthrough right here. So, I hope you guys enjoy it. Keep that little notification bell rung to find out when new videos are coming out. I love you all. I'll see you in the next video. Bye-bye.